These are my England Premier League Game Week 11 predictions and betting tips. All the 10 matches from Fulham vs Manchester United to the final one, Chelsea meeting Tottenham this weekend. If you have not subscribed, ensure that you are subscribing, and if you find the video valuable, ensure that you drop a like and share the video. In our first very game, we have Fulham playing against Manchester United. In this particular match, you must realize that the last 8 over 9 matches ended in over 2.5 goals. This is the last 8 over 9 head-to-head matches. And if you also look, you find that Manchester United have currently suffering from a state whereby they are not consistent. They're a wounded team. We cannot rely on them to get a victory in this particular match. Anyway, I believe they have a reason to smile in this particular game, because if you go through the head-to-head matches, you will realize that Fulham are currently struggling, for example, to score against teams that are appearing in top 10 of the table. And then if you also go ahead through the head-to-head matches, you get to realize that Manchester United have been dominating every single time they are meeting Fulham. So I see no any other greater bet than betting on a Manchester United victory in this particular game. And I'm going for Fulham 1 goal, Manchester United 2 goals. And the betting tip is Manchester United to win or a draw to occur. In our second game, we have Brentford playing against West Ham. You will also realize that this is going to be an interesting game, because Brentford have lost once in their last 5 meetings against West Ham. So that is an important statistic that you are supposed to be aware of. And you also realize that Brentford are entering this game as favorites due to their recent success over Chelsea and Burnley. That is also important for you to note. However, that to me is not a big reason as to why I'm supposed to be, riding on the Brentford wave that Brentford is going to be winning. Because if you look at West Ham, they have also just recorded a win over Arsenal in the midweek, and I believe that is something we are supposed to be taking note of. So I will be going for a 2-2 draw, a 2-2 scoreline, and my betting tip will be over 1.5 goals. And then we have Burnley playing against Crystal Palace. Burnley has only lost 4 out of 6 of their last Premier League matches, whereby all of them ended in over 2 goals. And then you also realize that Burnley have only won once this season, and that is when they were playing against Luton this particular season. So you look at this important factor, it's an important statistic for you to consider. And when you come again and look at Crystal Palace, that is their opponent, you realize that Crystal Palace, on the other hand, hasn't performed incredibly well, but they have been having plenty of shots, especially in their last 2 matches. And talking about the game whereby they played Spurs, they really tried, and in fact they had a goal coming in at the later minutes of the game. So these two teams currently, they're also having similar offensive abilities. They have all scored 8 goals this season. The only difference comes when it comes to their defensive abilities. And to me, it is going to be likely a stalemate. This is a game in which you're going to be experiencing a low-scoring fixture. Crystal Palace winning with 1 goal and Burnley 0 goal. And that is why my betting tip is going to be a double chance Crystal Palace or a draw to occur. Then we have Everton coming up against Brighton. In this particular match, you must realize that this is a match that has ratings of over goals in it. It is a match in which you are expecting plenty of goals. So Brighton have scored and conceded in all of their Premier League matches this season. And then you must also consider that the last 3 matches between these two teams ended in over 4.5 goals. Winning. And then that is also important. And then if you go through the Everton side, Everton winning in their midweek fixture shows that they have got an ability to capitalize on their goal-scoring abilities. And so to me, it's not going to be kind of a difficult scenario for them to score a goal in this particular game when they are playing against Brighton. So anyway, we are expecting a tough match in this particular game, and I'm going for both teams to score, and a scoreline of 2-2. My betting tip is going to be over 2 goals to be recorded in the match. And then you have Manchester City coming up against Bournemouth. You must realize that Manchester City has scored over 2 goals. Over 2.5 goals in their last 7 matches against Bournemouth. And then they also have a clean record when they are meeting Bournemouth, winning all their head-to-head matches against Bournemouth. And then you must also realize that Bournemouth are still winless away this season. They have not been able to win any matches that they played on the road this season. So they're coming up against City side that is going to be capitalizing on Bournemouth weaknesses, and they're going to be looking forward to, just enjoy, score goals. We have the likes of Haaland over there. Haaland, is just remaining with a few goals to set a new record. And so I believe it's going to be a high-scoring game in which I expect Manchester City to be leading at halftime and also to be winning at full-time. I'm going for Manchester City to win with a scoreline of 3-0, and the betting tip is Manchester City to win at halftime and to win at full-time. Before we proceed, please drop your predictions in the comment section, and if the video is valuable, don't forget to like and subscribe. We have Sheffield United coming up against Wolves. In this particular game, you must realize that in the last nine matches these two teams played, in the last 9 matches of Sheffield United, they all ended in over 2.5 goals in 8 of them. That is 8 over 9 last matches of Sheffield United ended in over 2.5 goals. So Wolves are unbeaten so far in this. Wolves are unbeaten in their last 5 Premier League matches, and Sheffield United have lost their last 6 Premier League matches, or they have lost their last 6 matches. So that is important to note, by the way. So even though over 1.5 goals market and our Wolverhampton to be winning seems to be the perfect option to be backing in this particular game, I really think it's going to be a tight match in which I expect a scoreline of 1-1. And so my betting tip is going to be Wolverhampton to be winning or a draw to be occurring. And then we have Newcastle coming up against Arsenal. In this particular game, you must realize that after Arsenal experienced a proper beating in the midweek, I expect that this weekend when they will be coming up against Newcastle, they'll be having a properly rested starting 11, and I'm expecting a better performance from Arsenal. And I also expect Newcastle to be playing defensively, because that is what Newcastle uses to beat the bigger teams. So a lack of goals is expected in this particular game, and I'm going for a 1-1 draw, especially because both teams have the abilities. And I really can't count on Arsenal when they are playing away, because they have really been inconsistent even though they're a better team. So I'm going for a 1-1 draw, and the betting tip is a double chance, Arsenal win or a draw to occur. And then we have Forest coming up against Aston Villa. Aston Villa goal scoring abilities cannot be ignored when we look at this particular game. So I expect Aston Villa to go ahead and shine this particular match. I expect them to be in a position to particularly individually deliver over 2.5 goals. So I'm backing Forest 1 goal, Aston Villa 3 goals. The betting tip is over 1.5 goals. And then we have Luton playing against Liverpool. These are the kind of matches in which you say that Christmas comes earlier. And I believe that this is Christmas is coming earlier for Liverpool when they are playing against Luton, because you all know how Luton is weak this particular season, and you know how inconsistent they are with their results. Especially, the only consistency they have is when it comes to losing, or when it comes to not scoring or walking away with points from matches. So we are looking at this particular game. You must realize that Liverpool have also been scoring 2 goals in their last 8 over 9 Premier League matches. They have scored at least 2 goals. So I'm going for a scoreline of 0-2. That is Luton 0, Liverpool 2 goals. And my betting tip is a Liverpool victory. And finally, the biggest game of this game week 11, we have Tottenham playing against Chelsea. In this game, it's clearly evident that when you're looking at form, when you're looking at quality, Tottenham is definitely the better team, and they deserve everything that is needed in order to win against Chelsea. Chelsea are inconsistent, and I cannot back them to be disturbing or causing disturbance to Tottenham's amazing record, especially when Chelsea are on the road. So I'm predicting a scoreline of 2-1 in favor of Tottenham, and the betting tip is going to be over 1.5 goals in this particular match. So those are my predictions for game week 11. Drop yours in the comment section. And if you find the video valuable, don't forget to subscribe, comment, like the video, and let us meet in the next Premier League game week, whereby we will be reviewing game week 12 predictions. Until next time, stay responsibly and remember to subscribe.